Okay, we should be live. We should be live on the channel with enough time for a minute or two of a pregame show. A little bit of a pregame show. It's always good to be just a hair early as opposed to late. That's right. And live. We should be live. And the audio is sounding stellar on this end. Let me know how it is on your end. That's the 002 stunner on the bench. The 002 stunner on the bench. That means the 231 is on wrist. 231 stunner on wrist. Look at that second hand just kind of gliding along. Just relentlessly gliding along. That's what it does. Okay. Stig is in the house early. And let's see. Good evening, Craig and Steve and everybody. Yes, Steve is scheduled to Skype into the show, and he might have something exciting to show us. And Green, Eric's in the house. To me, what you think of the Seiko quartz tuna. Tell me what you think of the, I can't read today, Seiko quartz tuna. I kind of like the tunas, which has a great quartz movement. Yes, well, I mean, Seiko kind of, that's what they're best at, right? So, yeah. I think I would rather have a Seiko with a quartz movement than a Seiko with a mechanical movement. I think if I wanted mechanical, I would step up to Grand Seiko and either get the, I would get the spring drive personally. I'm just a big fan of that sweeping second hand, and just the robust movement, and just the it's just so elegant, the spring drive. That's the way I would go. And Stig's in the house. Hi, Kyle. This seems to be an exciting show. There you go. And Carlos is in the house. There you go. He says audio's fine. Yes, I'm ready for it. Okay. So here we go. I do have just sent an email. We've already got an email coming in. Okay, perfect. And where's Lance? Because I've got a challenge for Lance if he shows up. Jaden's in the house. Black strap still on. Yes, I'm lazy. I don't think I'm going to change that black strap until it starts failing, giving trouble. Then I might put the brown one back on. But I did want to test and see how long they hold up, because there are people that say, oh, the straps don't last and all this, you know. So far, it's holding up great. So there's that. Okay, so a couple of bits of news real quick. You can see right here over my shoulder, you see those boots? And I'll show you a photo that I just took a little while ago. And these are a rather rare pair of Lucchese boots. They are ostrich. What is rare is the uppers, the shaft, is also ostrich without the quills. It's the leather that the ostrich has that doesn't have the quills. The quills are on the bottom part of the shoe, right? And so the vamp, I guess you call that. But anyway, to have them all ostrich, including that shaft, the upper part, is rare. And so these were quite a find. And those are for the lovely Brianna. Those are for the lovely Brianna. And here they are right here. And what I've done is I've done a little restoration on them. They were in really great condition. Whoever had these wore them very little. And that's common with cowboy boots. Sometimes people get a high-end pair of cowboy boots. They wear them a couple times, and then they sit in the closet, right? You know, some people just aren't boot people, right? But anyway, these, what I did was I cleaned them with saddle soap, and then I treated them with, with the Bic More Exotic. Bic More Exotic. This is for the exotic leathers. I use this on my alligator and crocodile stuff, and of course on the ostrich. And ostrich is very durable leather, but very soft. It is a great leather to use for boots. And there are a lot of inexpensive ones out there that are poorly made. When I say inexpensive, they're usually going to start at $350 and go up if they're ostrich at all. But if they're ostrich on the bottom and ostrich on the shaft, and if they're Lucchese Classics, which is what these are, they're very pricey. Upwards well over $2,500, $2,000, $2,500 in that range. And so this was quite a find to find a pair in this kind of condition, and the interior and everything is mint condition. And one thing about a high-end pair of cowboy boots is the shafts don't fall over. Have you ever seen boots where the shaft is fallen over? These don't. And one of the reasons why they do all this decorative stitching and all on these uppers is that's what holds the shape of it. It's really cool what goes into making these boots. So, as you know, we talk a lot about things that are rare and hard to find and stunning and all that. And those are black cherry, by the way, is the color of those boots. So, okay, just a little interesting tidbit there. Lance is hunting estate sale watches. I don't blame him because he's in an area, an affluent area. And so if somebody's having an estate sale or a garage sale or something, you never know. He might stumble across a solid gold Patek being sold at a garage sale. He's in a high net worth area, I'll put it that way. Carlos is in the house. I can see the invisible man wearing boots in your back. Yeah. Hi, Carlos. Are you enjoying being back home? And he says a lot. He was tired of that vacationing, jet setting all over the world. Trashy Larry, I strap one on when I have to. Evening Chip, Lance and Carl. Is Lance in the house? I didn't see Lance. Let's see. Fisto, I've never ridden a horse and probably never will. Would I be a poser for buying cowboy boots? Some people just like them. They are comfortable if you get Lucchese's, especially, and if you get them in ostrich, they are very comfortable. Some people like them. I don't wear mine that often. I wear them generally when I go to the rodeo. When I go to the rodeo, I'll wear them. In certain events, I'll wear them. But I don't wear mine that often. But they are fun to have when you need them. When you want them. No, you don't. Nobody needs them. So nobody needs most of the things we buy, right? Let's see here. Stig says, "Oh, Carlos at home. Thank you, Tim, for bringing this up." Derek says, Stephen, do you have a Rolex President in your stock? David Williams is in the house. He says, hi, Craig and all. Mustang Will, hello all. Okay, I second that. Carlos is done going on pirate adventures. Currently at home, suffering some technicians installing something. Okay, Steve is calling. Let me answer this. And get my headphones on. Going on. Hello, sir.
Hey, you hearing me?
Yes, I am. And we've got you
great.
on screen. You look great.
Okay.
And
I thought I'd show you my backyard.
You're playing around with your green screen, your
right.
Whatever they call that technology.
I'll get out of that in a minute if I can now. Maybe I can't.
If you can figure out how to do it, right?
Right. I can't show any watches with this.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
I don't think. I'm going to try it. Hey.
Oh, look at that faux pay. Whoa. We just got a flash of the faux pay in the foreground there when you reached your hand up like that.
Okay. I'll have to keep it low so it doesn't. So what's, where are my boots? Where are my boots? You're giving away boots.
I just showed a nice pair of Lucchese's.
I know.
Full ostrich.
You're giving them to Brianna?
Yes, they're for Brianna. They're size 8B, ladies. Okay. And hopefully they will fit her nice. Those were quite a find. Those are extremely rare.
Okay, well, I'm 10 and a half, double E.
Okay, all right. We'll keep our eyes open.
Right, okay. So we did have a little discussion earlier about some of this stuff. Is that correct?
That faux pay is gorgeous. That
faux pay.
That looks nice on wrist.
Okay, so I think Craig seems to be wanting to get one.
By the way, Durr said that his Rolex AD, that they wear it, the AD wears it in the store.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm not a Rolex AD, maybe someday, but I wear it in the store every day. and that
And
is what.
they're not that common. You don't see a faux pay like the one you have on. They're not that common.
No, no. It's largely sold to ladies in smaller sizes, often with diamond accents,
Hmm.
and so we do carry the men's, and some of our followers are getting into them,
Yeah,
and
that
that's
one looks really looks perfect. It's the
yeah,
perfect
yeah,
size, a lot of
yeah,
impact,
yeah.
looks
And I've
classy.
added a William Henry piece next to it. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but just for fun.
No, I think that's nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So blue onyx and petrified wood, and a little cage of 18 karat gold. So
Oh
yeah.
wait, that one also has gold on it?
Uh, it's yellow gold, so it's not a perfect match with my
Oh,
uh,
okay, but that's still
rose gold.
nice. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
gold
it's nice.
accents that'll pick up the gold from the other
Yeah,
piece.
it's got a little cage around the uh, petrified wood piece there.
That is actually 18 karat?
Yes, it
Wow,
is. It's got a
neat.
little skull motif
What's
on it.
the price point on that one?
900 and change.
Well, there you go, folks.
Yep. So okay. I'm going to see if I can get over to the watches after doing the silly screen thing.
Take your time. I'll catch up on the comments here
Okay.
while you're
All
doing
right.
that.
Go ahead. Yeah, get me
And
off it.
Durr says, check out that gold stunner on Steve's wrist. There you
Yeah.
go. And Fisto Bozer says, Steve, the wrench gang is lobbying for Grand Seiko to come out quality rubber straps.
Okay.
Do they have some watches that have rubber straps? I thought they did have something.
They do. They usually come in a kit with a limited edition. So,
I'm putting the 002 on screen until you get your thing sorted out. So they're
okay.
looking at the 002 now with the second hand just marching around the dial, just smoothing
Right.
its way around
Okay.
with the light. Like it's amazing the way the light plays off of that gold case. That you see the
Mm-hmm.
black polish. You see certain areas look black. Just it's just so awesome. So talk about another rare piece.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on my thing
Now, do
here.
you have one of those in stock, an 002? That piece I
I
have on
do.
the screen?
I do.
So you've
Yeah.
got
Someone
one.
just called in on that a little while ago, and let's see if I can
Are
get
they
something
still
going.
hard to come by?
I think they're gone. I think
Very
that's
hard to
it.
come by, in other words.
Yep.
Tom says 002 or 231 with the cowboy boots. I think you could do either one.
That
I
would
think
be a little
depending on how you're dressed, you could go. The 002 is surprisingly versatile, I've found, Steve. I've found that you can wear that with a nice pair of khakis and your sleeves rolled up or with a
uh-huh.
polo shirt. I found that watch to be extremely versatile.
I'm glad you did. I'm finding my setup here not as versatile.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mustang Will says, hello, Steve. And
How you
Durr
doing,
says,
Bill?
faux pay is for winners and all full caps.
Oh, there you
Now,
are.
I'm not going to disclose. I will disclose that I have one on order,
Yes, you
but
do.
I'm not going to disclose that there's another member of the Wrench Gang that simultaneously ordered with me. But that's up to that individual as to whether or not they
I
would like to
You're
disclose.
correct.
But faux pay units have been ordered, but they're hard to get, and it takes a while.
Yeah, it does take a while.
Just like
Given
anything.
the backlog from being closed for a good while during the uh, uh, COVID thing, and I think they're back in action.
Yep. And so, but hey, that's what we're looking at. Anything that's, unusual and high quality
Right.
and very special, they're sometimes a little tricky to get.
Yep.
That's just the way it
So
is.
still wrestling with this little foolish background I put in here. So
Okay.
sorry about that,
I'll put
folks.
you back on the screen because at least we can
Yeah.
see you. We
So
can see
I'm
you
trying to
there.
get off the screen, and here I go. I think I back to
Okay, there we
normal.
go. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow,
And
look at that. Look at that faux pay in the foreground though when you reach up like
I
that.
gotta change my camera angle so I don't distract
Yeah, you
everybody.
got to be careful with that faux pay.
Yeah,
That's
I do. It's a dangerous
that's
piece.
heavy duty artillery
Okay.
there.
So someone was asking about a Seiko quartz
Mm-hmm.
tuna, and I have this rare piece here in stock,
That is nice.
and has that beautiful cermet shroud on it.
Now, is
And
that like a ceramic or something?
yeah, ceramic and metal, and it looks like
Whoa.
there's probably a good amount of copper in there. It's a very interesting piece, very rare.
How well does that hold up?
Oh, absolutely well.
So it's
Uh,
as scratch resistant as ceramic,
yes,
but
probably
looks cooler.
more so. Yeah,
Wow. So you get the look of metal, but the
uh,
scratch resistant of ceramic.
yeah, and and the feel of metal, very nice. And that's limited to 800 pieces. And I believe that's it's not a new model, but we've had it here a bit, and it's the S23627.
Meanwhile, Carlos is trying to decipher who's getting the bracelet. He says, "At Dur, are you who is purchasing a bracelet?" And he replied to Carlos. He says, "I guess time will tell," with a little wink there.
Ooh, time
And
will tell.
Fisto says, "Steve, does it matter what position you lay your watch in overnight with a 9F quartz, the way it matters for mechanicals?" I would say no, absolutely not.
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
No,
And
I don't think so. Leon's in the
even,
house. So Grand
hey,
Seiko created a tourbillon, but still has not come out with a class with micro adjustments on their non-diver models. Leon.
they skipped over that piece. So
Jaden says, Steve, do you have regular hours right now?
we have 10 to 6 weekdays, 10 to 5 on Saturdays. We used to be 10 to 7 weekdays, and we're probably going to stick with the 10 to 6. We're really enjoying the lifestyle change improvement,
Mm-hmm.
and we our business is really the same.
And
People have just
Fisto asked, Craig, did you order white gold for pay? No, that would be a solid no. I would see no reason to do
that
that.
wouldn't play well
I,
with the
I think
SPG.
I
I hope
think he's
too.
just playing with me because he knows what I think about white gold. But anyway, Leon's in the house. I don't need no faux pay bracelet. I have a Rolex Oyster Perpetual Dominoes edition with a white gold Dominoes logo on the bracelet. Whoa, okay. And Durr's in the house. He says,
It's a
Steve,
pizza model, pizza Rolex.
okay. Durr says, Steve, keep an eye out for a check coming from Flagstar Bank. My online account says it will be sent 9/14.
Okay, that's good enough.
There you go. And so I guess he just let the cat out of the bag.
I
Well,
guess he
actually, he
did.
didn't say what it's for, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
Uh, It's just a donation to Little
I'm not.
Treasury.
Yeah, I'm not gonna embellish what he said. What he said is what he said, and the folks can see that. Lamont's in the house. I got a gold chain. Well, there you go. And
Okay.
Durr says Tuna's rule.
Uh-huh.
And Fisto says, I have a gold Cuban chain from 2005. Cool. Send a
Okay.
photo. We'll look at it.
That's probably appreciated a bit.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
were just checking out prices on these faux pays. My bracelet is 3 years old, I think, 2.5, 3 years old. And it looks like gold prices have gone up about 70% or thereabout since
Hmm.
I acquired mine, but still reasonable for what they are. And gold is just absolutely taken off in the $2,000 range. So a lot of people
Yep.
are taking advantage of selling gold jewelry or gold that they have around the house. And
So are you having people come in?
yeah, it's picked up when gold had sunk down in the 1,000 range. That all shut off,
Hmm.
and now the folks are coming out again. And
Coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, coming out of the woodwork. So we're back into gold buy mode. And those of you who are local and would like to sell some of your unused jewelry, broken jewelry, or whatever, we're ready to go.
Keep an eye
So
out for a nice pair of gold cufflinks for me.
we will. Okay. Uh, Yellow gold, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah, that would
yeah.
have to be the case. Let's see. Fisto Bozer says, the last time Steve was here, I complained how Seiko Service Center botched the service of my Seiko Monster. They are fixing it up for free now. Well, there you go.
Oh, that's great. Good to hear.
They stepped
Uh,
up. They stepped up, made good.
yeah, they're pretty solid. We don't have many issues. So I'm surprised that you did, and they are taking care of it. That's great.
All right, so what else do you have for us?
Okay, so I have this is sort of a tease. Uh, this year with Seiko, this model has been red hot, beyond red hot.
Okay.
SPB 149. And we've gotten a handful of them, or a couple of handfuls. And it's a limited edition, and it is 5,500 pieces, but only a small fraction of that came to the U.S. And everybody's been after this. We probably could have sold a couple of hundred of them. I'm getting inquiries daily, several.
It's a good-looking watch. Nice
It is.
handset on it. Nice,
It's
very
fabulous.
legible.
And are you seeing the blue? Very nice.
Yeah, very slight. Yeah.
Style. So a great piece, and it is 40.5 millimeters, so really nice size. And
You know what the thickness is on that one?
I do offhand. It's 13 millimeters.
Well, that's not bad at all.
No,
Can you swing it around so we can see the clasp?
sure. As you can see, it has.
So fairly standard Seiko. It's very similar to what my 007 had.
Yeah.
I like that clasp. It works great. It's nice and flat on the wrist. Works great.
Yeah. Anyway, the tease part of this is that's pre-sold, and we just got a couple of more in, and they're spoken for regrettably. But I thought folks might like.
Well, wait a minute now. You're telling me you don't have any available for my people to buy, and you're showing it?
I just told you that this has been a riot of a piece.
Okay.
And we are getting a couple of handfuls, and I literally have had over 200 inquiries.
Wow.
And we were sold out months ago when it was first announced, and every day we're getting inquiries.
Tim says, Steve, I really enjoyed the GS GMT watch comparison by Chris.
Yeah, Chris is doing a great job. If you haven't had a chance to look at his produced videos.
Leon says, I think it is a front. Craig is a fan of white gold and stainless steel Rolexes. Yeah, right. Okay. Jaden's in the house. My territory has expanded to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I will definitely be by Little Treasury in the next couple of months. Cool. You're going to be able to meet Jaden in person. I think he wears like a size 15 shoe, Steve.
So Jaden is with a watch brand?
No, I don't think so.
Or his sales.
I guess he's in some sort of sales or something. Yeah, maybe he'll expand on that.
Know. Yeah, let us know.
Fisto's in the house. Yeah, I think Steve should take you to lunch, Jaden. I think that's how that should work.
Oh, thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig.
Fisto's in the house. I'm generous with your lunch money, right?
Yeah, you're getting increasingly generous.
Yeah.
I have to cut you off.
Let's say Fisto says, does Steve mark up prices due to demand, or does he sell at retail? So when they bought that piece right there on the screen, did they pay retail?
That would be unethical for us to sell above retail for things that were AD.
There you go. You don't. Okay. So Triforce Rich says, has Steve sold the 002 yet? No, but he said he had an inquiry earlier.
Today, as a matter of fact. So, haven't furthered the discussion.
Has that individual actually seen one in person?
It's we're texting one another, and I haven't had a chance to get into it today. I've been really busy, and now we're
Hmm.
on. I'll check it after the show.
It'll be interesting to see if they've
Yeah,
actually seen one, because that's
yeah,
the key. Is once you see
right.
one in
Right.
person, it's like, Katie, bar the door. Okay, so Kyle's in the house, and he says, Steve, does William Henry have bracelets that use all gold instead of sterling silver?
Uh, I think some of the clasps will still be sterling, and they certainly have them with a lot more gold than I have on this. But I think since they use 18 karat, probably would not stand up as a bracelet clasp.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. So they have a pretty
So
extensive line.
I take it their bracelets are designed to be fairly robust because they're for
They are.
men.
So
So that's probably why.
yeah. So the thread is actually steel cable through
Hmm.
this, so that's not going anywhere.
Okay.
So I put up another watch today. This is sort of interesting. This came in today as well. We got a huge number of watches from Seiko, Grand Seiko, and we're still
What's
unboxing
the difference between this one and the other one?
the dial color.
Okay.
And this is a very nice brown dial with a black bezel. And otherwise, it's the exact same watch. And this, we're scratching our head about this. This is boutique only. We couldn't order this.
Okay.
And today, two pieces showed up unannounced. Happy to have them. They're available. And they look even a little more distinctive than the SPB 149 in many
Oh, I
ways.
like that dial.
Yeah, that's very
Absolutely.
attractive. So
And
we have this boutique only piece sitting here. And if anyone's interested, it is $1,200 retail. And I have no idea if we're going to get more or what the status is. But when we went to our buying opportunity, we were told it was not available to us. Only this boutiques could have it.
but you've got a couple
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
Now,
they just showed up.
Leon says Steve can take Jaden to the grilled cheese place next door.
Oh, I was expecting you to take me, Leon, to introduce me to the varieties of cheese you've been touting.
Yeah, okay,
So
there you go. Maybe
maybe we all can go.
Leon can join you guys.
And we
Fi-
can draw straws for
Yeah,
the bill.
yeah. Fisto's in the
Yeah.
house. He says 002 is a big commitment to Grand Seiko. 002 is just for people that really want something distinctive. I think that's the
Yeah.
deal there. Carlos
Yeah.
is in the house and he says, "Hello, Tree. I assume you are hectic counting the hours." Okay.
Uh,
And Jaden says, I can run up a pretty big bill. Mr.
uh,
Q says, this channel has made me look at Seikos like hamburgers. Let's break the ribeye and not USDA. Let's break the ribeye and not USDA choice. Okay, not sure what that exactly means, but you can decipher that. Triforce Rich says, Carlos, yep, going to the wedding rehearsal soon. Got a lot going on, finished packing up. And the
uh,
lovely Brianna is in the house, Bri Fit Dance. Matter of fact, I've got
hello.
her bug in the upper right-hand corner. I've got to change that for your bug.
Okay.
I've got to find the Little Treasury bug here. Just give me a second. I'm going to put the 002 on the screen while I do this.
Okay.
And I can get the O, the, da, 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 da. Now your little thumbnails there. Okay, media player. And where's Little Treasury? Little Treasury, here it is. Okay. All right, bam. I've got, just like
You
that, I've
got
got
it?
your bug up in the right-hand corner. How do you like
Okay.
that?
We don't have our website in the lower left, though.
By the way, we need another bug. If he can make a bug that has
Uh,
littletreasury.com included in it,
okay. So
it might
you
make
made this
sense to
one, though.
just replace
Yep.
Little Treasury with littletreasury.com.
Oh, okay. We can do that too. See what works best.
Just to have it say
So,
littletreasury.com and then jewelers underneath it, right? That does the
something like
trick.
that. Yep. Since we're getting into the jewelry thing with our faux pay.
Absolutely. Actually, if they could make a custom one that said watches and jewelry,
Uh-huh.
littletreasury.com, and then watches and jewelry, but keep the
That's a good
same
idea.
look as the existing one.
Yep. So got another little piece to bring up,
Okay.
and this shown before, but it's sort of in line with what we've been looking at. And this year, Grand Seiko put out, or rather, Seiko Prospex, the Lux division, put out a series, a trilogy of dive watches, recreating watches from 1965 to 1975. And this is my last piece left of the trilogy pieces, and it is the SLA 039, and it's of a piece with what we've been showing, but at a
Hmm.
much higher end. It is high beat and solid caseback construction.
That is a
Uh,
beast. That's
it's
cool.
a
I like
beast.
those.
It actually wears well, and
I considered something like that. Remember the Marine Master that has that
uh,
back? I
yeah,
considered that when I bought the 007 back in the day, but then I ended up getting the
right.
007 in titanium.
Yep, so they're gone. This is in their ultra bright steel, which is extremely corrosion resistant
Hmm.
and high beat, beautiful piece, 300-meter rated, and the 8L
What's
55.
the price point on that one?
That is $6,800.
Okay, solid piece though.
So
Very
that's
solid.
up there in Seiko world. That's probably the
Yeah.
top piece in the collection right now. So
All right, got a few more comments here. Steve, I have heard on the Seiko the 13 millimeter does not include dome crystal. Is it a bit thicker? So it's a bit thicker. Well, I don't know.
uh,
It's a good question. Fisto
okay.
says Steve should buy a bottle of Cristal champagne for lunch. And
Uh,
Clive, this is the fake Clive Wrangler. He says, I have those Seikos as well. Email me. He's a scammer.
nice.
So I have a special going. Buy a Seiko and get a free hamburger. There you go. Um, and Pep Rex, those clasps are much better than the old Seiko ones. Okay. And somebody's laughing out loud. And Triforce Rich says, "So Steve, how much do you pay Craig to promote your store? He has asked. Has he asked for an ownership stake yet? I
Uh,
can't get an ownership stake. I'm in too high a
uh,
tax bracket as it is already. So no, I can't do any of that.
he gets a steak dinner.
I'm giving too much to the
He,
man as it is.
he
So
gets a steak dinner.
there you go.
Craig and I are friends,
We'll
so
do a
let's
steak
put it
dinner,
that way.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Fisto Bowser's in the house. How does the dial and case finishing of vintage GS 70s, 80s, and 90s compare to modern GS quality?
Whoa. I'm, Leon's the guy to ask about that. I'm not a vintage guy, to be very honest.
From what
And
I've seen, I think the newer ones are better, personally. I mean,
yeah, I think they just have continued to improve their materials, their finishing, everything. So
yeah.
I would
And I think
just
you can say the same about Rolex for the most part. They've improved quite a bit over the years
right.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Some ways not so much, like that super case. That was a fail, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing for another day. We've talked about that extensively here on the channel. So let's see. I would love that logo in all white on a sport or quick dry black cap, the Little Treasury logo. Okay,
Who is this?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Kyle needs a baseball
I,
cap.
we heard you. We heard you.
That's a damn fine Seiko diver, says Fisto Bowser. Absolutely. Carlos is in the house. He says, I just hope you end your wedding party in better condition than me. Yeah, Carlos was having a good time when he Skyped in
Yeah.
from Spain one evening. He was having a very good time.
He went
Uh,
to a wedding in Spain.
Something, or I think he was partying almost every night, to tell you the truth. I mean,
Really?
he's a real party animal.
He is a wild man.
Yeah, but
Really. We need
there's
to get
that.
him up here, see what's going on.
And he tried to convince us that he was traveling commercial, but we know he
Oh,
was flying
no, no,
private.
no, no,
So
no, of course.
Triforce Rich says, Carlos, he's laughing out loud. He's laughing out loud, and he says, no promises. Can we see the rest of Mr. Q's knives? Oh, Mr. Q called in with his knife collection the other day.
Uh, yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
when we'll have to do that another day. He'll have to come
Yeah,
in. He Skyped in with one bag full of knives, and then he said, "Oh, I've got others." I mean, okay. So,
okay, we sell these the William Henry knives,
hmm
and it's very interesting. The guys who are heavily into watches and into knives have huge knife collections. And I keep
oh
hearing
yeah.
people saying, "Oh," I said, "Well, how many knives do you have?" And it's like, "Oh, 200,
Oh,
300."
it's
I
insane.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it is. It's
It-
I'm amazed.
it's a whole
So,
rabbit hole in and
right.
of itself.
Uh-huh.
Triforce Rich says, Steve, what would Linda do if you walked into the store wearing a hard to get steel Rolex piece while trying to sell people the GS?
Oh, well, as long as I could sell the GS, she wouldn't care. But she definitely want to see me in some cowboy boots from Craig.
And as long as you sell the Rolex too, while
Yep,
you're at
yep,
it, what the heck?
yep. She's
You,
all about
you,
having me sell.
you've sold some high-end Rolexes in your day, so
We have, and
uh,
yep. Linda calls me the golden goose, so let's leave it at that.
there you go. Fisto Bowser says, Craig, I've been seeing real life pics and videos of the new Oyster Perpetual 41, and they are a total fail in my book. Boring watches,
Ooh.
blown up too big, the class is
Uh-huh.
gone. Yeah, that making those 41 mil, I think, I don't know what they were thinking on that, because that's a nice, simple, plain watch, the Oyster Perpetual. You make it too big like that, and it
Hmm.
makes it look cartoonish, I think. Yeah, I think that was a fail. 39 mil was a good size. That's what they were previously, right?
Yep.
So there you go. Sometimes they do a misstep. Leon's in the house. The modern GS are better finished than the 60s and 70s GS. There was no GS in the 80s. Back in 60s and 70s, the focus was on the movement quality instead of the case. And
Mm.
Durr says Tudor sucks. Uh-oh, there you go.
Boy,
And
he just
he just put it right out there.
yep.
Kyle says nice, looking forward to it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And David Williams says, Mr. Q, when were you on the show? Missed it. Yeah, you mean talking about with the knives? Let's see. Steve would say, look at how much better these Grand Seikos are than my Rolex. Absolutely.
Right.
You could do a side by
That's it.
side.
Yep, there you are.
Kyle says, Steve, don't still happen to have skyflakes on bracelet, do you?
Well, we have the Skyflakes and we have the bracelets on order.
Mm-hmm.
We ordered a wad of them back in June
Mm-hmm.
with a December ETA. And so we're selling the Skyflake and packaging it with the bracelet, which you'll have to wait for. So they come inherently on the crocodile strap, and we sell them that way, and then the bracelet goes with it, and we
Mm-hmm.
give you sort of a package price, which you can talk to
Yeah.
me about if you want to do that. But you would have to wait until December, maybe later. We're starting to get sold down on our pre-order,
Mm-hmm.
and so go after it quickly if you're interested.
So Mr. Q says, David, I hope I bookmarked it. We'll have to look unless Craigster has it handy. He's talking about the show that he was on. Unfortunately, those are not properly indexed. They should be. Every one of these shows should be indexed, but it's not. So
Mhm.
that's going to be like trying to find a needle in the haystack, trying to find that
You
exact
need a
day.
producer.
I need a producer,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you do.
Trashy
You do.
Larry's in the house. I have the same knife I got in 1989. Okay, good. You get a good one.
Mhm.
It lasts. I've got my Sabins I've had for years. It's held up
Mhm.
great. Let's see. Kevin says, does GS make a 9F snowflake or similar?
No,
So something like that, but with a 9F movement.
not in the U.S. market. I think there's something rattling around overseas, but I'm not authoritative on that.
Gotcha. So what's
So,
the closest thing you would have in a 9F that looks like an all-arounder dress casual?
well, there are a couple of the 9Fs without the numbers on the bezel, several models that we have in stock that are pretty clean and but do have the GMT, and then we have some without. The
Hmm.
numbers don't come in my head immediately. I can
Okay.
throw some together for a future show.
Okay. Yeah, and or just reach out to Steve and he can
Yep.
send you something to look at, probably, right?
Yep.
Uh, let's see. Thanks, Leon. That's what I gathered from pics. Most vintage, yes, look like regular Seikos on the outside. A Triforce Rich. Steve has that grand complication. Steve has that grand complication Patek he wears while sitting by his fireplace, staring into all the acres he owns.
Right.
Yeah, the South 40.
Right.
Let's see. And David Williams says last week, 2 weeks ago, just an estimate. I can find it. David says he's going to find it. Well, look at that.
Okay.
That's quite a service. By the way, your focus is off a little bit on you, Steve. Just a little bit soft on you, I think.
A little soft.
Looks like it's focused more on the word road on the mic arm as opposed to you.
Well, if I move, well, my
And actually, the faux pas is almost in focus, so that might be a good thing.
my earphones show up as being in focus, so don't know
Yeah,
what.
when you get a little closer like that, yeah,
maybe I'm just
you get clearer. Yeah.
Maybe I'm looking fuzzy today. But
Let's see what else we've got here. Must have been a month ago or so, David, says Kyle. And Derek says, does Grand Seiko make a watch that looks like the date 8? And by the way, the other option is, Mr. Q, we can just redo that whole call in, maybe in tomorrow's show, and you can just go through all your knives. That's another option. And that way they won't have to dig back through the archives. So if you're free tomorrow, we could do that. Let me know in the chat. And maybe email me a photo to use as the image for the show. Let's see. Does Grand Seiko make a watch that looks like the date 8?
I don't think so.
Not really, but if you want something elegant, get the 002.
You're right.
If you want a power watch that's also elegant, get the 002. So there's that. Okay, let's catch caught up here. It's hard for me to get caught up. They keep putting comments in here. A friend of mine just walked into a Rolex and Tudor AD to have his vintage Tudor service, and they said, "We do not do this anymore."
Nice.
That's not good. Fisto Bozer says, Steve, do you keep suit jackets, shirts, and ties for decades like Craig does? They don't make them like they used to.
Well, here's the sad story. Craig keeps himself in shape like he used to. So I've been having to upgrade my collection every few years. So no.
Okay, but otherwise you would.
I probably would, yeah. A little bit in his camp.
You're thrifty.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're thrifty about certain things, then you can splurge on other things, right?
That's correct.
That's how that works. Megan's in the house. She says, hey, Craig. Hey, Steve. There you go.
Hey, Megan. How are you?
And Durr says, Stig, he should use his Tudor for a pistol target. Oh, no. And Kyle says NP in capital letters. And see, I'm not hip enough to know what that means. NP. So Mr. Q says, David, it's around the 134th episode of Watches for Bree. For Bree. Not sure of the decade. David Williams says, haha. Kyle says, hey, we take our time and, we measure 7 times and cut once, right? I mean, it took us a long time to do the 002 deal, right? But we finally did it, and that's how it works. And these are permanent watches. That 002 will last for decades. So these are big decisions that people need to make, and get the right watch. That's what Steve can do. He can make sure you get the right watch.
The right watch on the right wrist.
That's right. Or the left wrist. I like mine on my
Yeah,
left
right.
wrist.
Okay,
Yeah.
I knew that was happening.
Yeah. Megan's in the house. She says, "Are we checking out some watches today, boys? Woot woot."
Yeah.
We were. Do you have anything else
You,
to show
you
us
missed it. You
before
missed
you
it.
go? You have anything else you can show
Yeah, I
Megan?
do. I do. This is another tease. Sorry.
Megan always comes in late, by the way.
Okay.
That's her
All
thing.
right. All right. You want the tease?
David says NP equals no problem.
Okay.
So now
Thank you,
we're
David.
hip. Look at. Oh
Always.
wait, hold right there. Don't move. Oh no,
What?
keep it right there. Oh,
I,
that
I,
bracelet looks
I'm not
stunning.
doing this on purpose. That's in focus, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The focus is right on that.
Well, that's why we said it this way.
Look
Okay,
at
here
that
we go.
faux pas. Whoa, back up. Whoa, that's.
Can I press my button, please?
Go ahead. That's
Thank you.
powerful.
All right. So this is another tease. This is one of the many watches that showed up today, and this is the Spring
Mhm.
SPGA 413.
Stunning.
We cannot keep in stock, and we have people coming in and stamping their feet. Oh, I need to see the Spring.
Mhm.
Well, we got a couple in today, but unfortunately they're going out tomorrow.
Sold.
So if you want to see a Spring,
So
here it is,
were they
everybody.
literally stomping their feet?
They very frustrated that right now about the only way to get one is to put an order in and wait a little bit. But for the last 3 or 4 months, we've been unable to hold one for the case.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making them. They're coming out. We're getting them in 2s and 3s, but they're generally pre-ordered and then need to leave right away. So very popular watch, second only to the Snowflake right now.
Now, are you allowed to say? Do you get special allocation because you sell so many watches, or are you not allowed to
I
say?
can say they're in very good shape in
Okay.
that regard.
There
Yeah.
you go. Okay, so
Yeah.
they take good care of you. They should. Okay.
And more to come on that topic a little later. I'm not in a position to talk about
Okay.
it.
So Fisto says Der Stiefel is a big hypocrite. He owns a Tudor Pelagos. It's
No,
like a fundamentalist,
that's
anti-gay
pathetic.
marriage Christian with a secret stash of gay erotica. Oh boy, he's calling out Durr as a
Oh,
hypocrite. You better get rid
wow,
of that Tudor, Durr. I think that's the move. Just get rid of that Tudor, and
wow.
that'll take care of that whole situation. And Clive says, where do you service a faux pas? Hey, they come with
Well,
a lifetime warranty.
yeah, if you buy it from us, you just get it back to us. We get it over to Vicenza and get you all back in shape.
Yep. And they hold up. They're very rugged.
It really do. So I've had this for 2.5, 3 years and wear it every day. And I think it's,
See, I wouldn't even consider a bracelet like that had a standard clasp on it. That would just worry me that the clasp would fail and so on. That's what I really like about that piece is there's no clasp. It just expands to go over your wrist, and then it just sits there, and it's, there's nothing really to fail on it.
right.
I think it's a fantastic design. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
A lot of fun to wear.
Let's
And
see.
now he's denying the Pelagos.
Let's see. Trashy Larry says Lance put an order in for it already. I don't know what he ordered. Okay. Fisto says that case lug design is classic Seiko's design. Yeah, that's a good looking watch. It's on the screen right now. Absolutely. Kyle says that watch looks much better in person too. And Durr says, Bowser, I do not own a Pelagos. A Pelagos is even worse. I have a Black Bay Blue ETA. Ownership and experience allows me to state facts instead of speculation.
Ooh,
Here you go. That's right. That's how we call it on this channel. We call it the balls and strikes, the way we see them, right? Derek's in the house. I had the Pelagos. And Fisto says, prove you hate the Tudor by flushing it. Oh, jeez. Derek says, Steve would not take a trade for anything in his store.
Derek has a long memory, I'll tell you that.
Wouldn't take a Tudor, huh?
Tudor.
The Stifle, the Pelagos is like a plastic children's toy.
Oh, Lord.
let's see. Durr has a tutor to save us, says Carlos. Derek says, I prayed to the Lord and eventually helped get the tutor out of my life. I'm in recovery now. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else to add to all of that,
Yeah.
Steve?
Just yeah, I'm going to wind it up on my end. Just on the 25th of this month, we're going to have some sort of a Prospects LX event.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Probably be live streaming it, and with maybe limited access for local folks. We're going to have to be careful about what's happening with the opening or lack of
Will
opening
you
during that
be
time.
streaming it on this channel?
Uh, Gee, how could I say no? How can I say no? Uh,
Well, I mean, you could. Uh, I just
so
want to make sure that we
this
free.
this reminds me of uh, last week we went out on a boat watching the regatta that we sponsor. We do
Mhm.
a Thursday night racing in Annapolis, and they did a video of it. In the end, the announcer, gal, turns to people. And one last question, Steve: will you be sponsoring us next year?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
Uh-oh.
you're of a kind, my friend. You're of a kind.
Oh,
So
well.
that's it. So I will be sponsoring that. So
Well, there's
okay.
some affluent folks that have those boats, so there's
Yeah.
a good demographic for you.
Yeah, they are. So with that, I think I'm going to abscond,
All
go
right.
home,
And
put
have a
my up.
great weekend.
Yeah, you too. We are closed on Monday for anyone who wants to reach out. So tomorrow's the day if you're going to do something on the weekend with
You know,
us.
you can always Skype in from your backyard when you're lounging on the weekend and we're doing a show. You're always welcome to Skype in and say hi.
Okay. What time are you on tomorrow? At 5?
Yep, but try to do 5 every day for consistency.
And you could do it on Sunday as well?
What does every day mean?
Oh, every. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm out of here.
So far, you can count on one hand how many days we've missed
Right. Well,
since the shutdowns started. So
you are a trooper.
there's
You are.
that. Well, we've
Yeah.
got people that expect the show. If we don't do the
I
show,
know.
we hear about it.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Absolutely. Okay.
all
So
right,
that's what's happening.
carry on, my friend.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a
All
nice
right,
Labor Day.
and that is Steve. That is Steve, the Stevester, live on the show. Just like that. Just like that. Hang up on the Skype call and check the email, which I did not do earlier because the call came in before I did. See, you guys thought I forgot. You guys thought I forgot. I didn't forget. Let's see. Here it is. The world is messing up. Tutor worth $6,000. Okay, let's take a look at this link. He sent a link. Here we go. There's somebody selling a Tudor Submariner for $6,000. At least it's got the nice looking hour hand. I'll give it that. Why they ever got away from that? I know why they got away from that is because they wanted to be able to sell people the Rolex instead. They put that ugly hour hand on a lot of the Tudors, right? That's what they did. Let's see here. Stig, yes, their experienced people are good to learn from, not from people telling what they feel. Okay, and Mr. Q says the knives episode has some weather-related challenges. The current pattern is preventing production outdoors, not set up for studio production yet. We'll work on it for this finest of audience. Okay, well, just let me know when when the weather looks good and everything looks good. We'll make it happen. And the best thing to do is just send me an email with a photo that I can use for the thumbnail for the video when I set up the event, and then that'll trigger me setting up the event, and then we'll do it. We'll make it happen. And let's see, SS Little Treasury. And Scott says, Carlos, how have you been this last year's? Okay. Let's see. You and I are friends. Okay, there you go. Tim says, Steve, they want you to be the principal sponsor of the regatta. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the update. There you go. I see a day date in my dream, says Derek. It will be for me one day. I don't blame you. Absolutely. Everybody should own a day date at least one time in their life. Carlos owns one. He says, at Scott, I do not remember, but it might be possible. Triforce Rich. Craig, do you think Bree will forget about us when she's an international superstar? Will Bowser be beaten by her bodyguards if he tries to approach her? That's what normally happens. I've worked with talent before, and then once they become big time, yeah, they don't return your calls anymore, and they kind of forget that you ever existed. That just goes along with the program. I'm used to it. So let's see. If Craig got paid minimum wage for all the hours he spent doing these shows, he'd have enough money for several tutors. Yeah, that's right. Tutors only. Scott's in the house. We were together last year here in this channel. I was agreeing with you and your diving yellow watch. Okay. I own a fine tutor that Craig will make fun of me. Carlos says, Craig is very generous with his time. I really appreciate it. Well, Carlos, you're here too. You're hanging out, so you're generous. Dur's in the house. Email was just sent about a big sale. Okay, we'll take a look. Mr. Q should do a show skinning a deer. Absolutely. And Tim says, I second that, Carlos. Well, there you go. Okay, we're all in this together. That's how that whole thing works. Let's pull up this image here. The Tudor AD is having a sidewalk sale for the GMT and the Black Bay 58. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. All right. Okay. So, did Lance not show up? We never saw Lance, did we? Because I had a challenge for him. Are you referring to iJustine, Craig? Well, she's one. Yeah, absolutely. I worked with her back in the day when she was still in Pittsburgh. And, yeah, she wouldn't return my calls at this point. I do have an autographed book from her, though. She did send me an autographed book with she put a nice thing in there. But that's about it. That's about it. Her book is kind of interesting, by the way. You might want to check it out. Okay. What else? Oh. Let's do a test for you guys. Let's do a test. Who can guess what pin is in my shirt pocket? What pin is in my shirt pocket? I don't have the gold pin because I'm not wearing a gold watch. So what is in my shirt pocket? Who can guess? Let's see how sharp you guys are. Let's see how sharp you guys are. Kevin's in the house. He's playing golf. Lance had a golf match today, I think. Okay, there you go. Good. I hope he's winning. Lance was my friend, says Scott. He told me something about it yesterday. Yeah, I do remember. I thought he was playing in the morning, though. I think he said he was playing in the morning. Maybe he's out celebrating his win. Scott says, I'm a friend to all of you men here. Count on me. Shalom. There you go. Absolutely. That's a good deal. What else? I think that's it. And Visto says a Bic. No, it's not a Bic. Close, though. Close guess. Close. Let's see if anybody can get it. Let's see if anybody can guess what pen it is. I'll give a hint. Oh, no, I shouldn't give a hint. I shouldn't give a hint. I should let this be a straight-up guess. I've talked about it before on my channel, so somebody should be able to pick up on it. And it is made in the USA. I will say that. Let's use that as a tip. It's made in the USA. Let's see. Sent one last email of a watch that looks like an 002 that got beat with an ugly stick. Grand Seiko pen? Nope. Space pen? Yes. Jipu gets it. Jipu gets it. This is the original. This is the original space pen. And it's the one with the button on the side. So what you do is you deploy it like that. And then you push the button to retract it. Right? You push the button on the side. and they're nicely made. It's got a nice heft to it. It really is a nice ballpoint pen, and I've never had one leak to damage clothing, but that's not to say it couldn't happen, but so far I've never had that happen. That's one thing you have to watch out for with pens that if you put in your shirt pocket. You ever see anybody with a shirt pocket with a big ink stain at the bottom of their pocket because their pen leaked? So you don't want to do that. You don't want to use a pen that's going to leak in your pocket. So that's why high quality pens are a good way to go. Let's see. If it was upside down in the pocket, I'd guess space pen. Let's see. Is there another email here that I'm missing here? Oh, here we go. Gold watch. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Well, that's not. It's not terribly ugly. I guess I was expecting something really ugly. That's not that ugly. It's not hateful at all. It looks like it's got a deployant clasp. I don't like lugs that look like they're kind of stuck on the case like that, but the shape of those, the way they're kind of rounded and they look like they drape around the wrist nicely, I mean, it's not terrible. I kind of like it. I kind of like the 369. I like, of course, the white dial. I like the deployant clasp. Looks pretty well made. Let's go back to that again. Let's see. Okay. I see how it works. So it would be, you could easily have somebody like HD Straps make a strap for it. I think it's kind of cool. And it's $9,500, and you can make an offer on it. It's 39 mil, but it is rose gold. It doesn't look like rose gold in the picture, though. It looks like yellow gold, but it says it's rose gold. But that's a hell of a buy. Excuse my French. It's not a bad amount of money for that watch. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Let's see. By the way, Bree, lovely Bree, are you still in? If you're in, what do you do? What do you think? What do you think about the boots? What do you think about the boots? Are they stunners or what? These are, let me tell you something. These are a rare find, folks. You go try to find a pair of Lucchese's that are ostrich vamp. This is the vamp, and the upper, this shaft is all ostrich. And these are what they call their what do they call it? Why can't I remember what they call these? These are classic, Lucchese Classics. Okay? These are made in USA. These are the real deal. There are some more affordable lines of Lucchese boots that are, you cannot compare to these. These are the real deal. Okay. Poor man's 02 Fisto says, yeah, and Lamont says, yo, Bree. All right, we will give a little bit of time for Bree to chime in. And since we're talking about Bree, let's go ahead and show her website. I'm going to leave the Little Treasury bug up, but I'm going to show her website. I'm going to show the lovely Lady Bree's website. BreeFitDance.com. BreeFitDance.com. That's the deal. BreeFitDance.com. So that's where you go to get links to her social media and to find out ways that you can make donations. You can donate Bitcoin to her cause, and she has a very strong hand. She will hold it. She will hold it with a very strong hand. And she has links for her Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon, you can do that. And yeah, so Craig in overtime. No. We're 2 minutes overtime, but we're gonna wrap this up because I am hungry. I had a busy day today, and I had to slip in time to restore these boots. Didn't take much time at all because they were in really good shape. But what I did was I saddle soaped the entire boot, and then I treated it with the Bickmore Exotic, and they came out. Man, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I wish these were my size. They're beautiful boots. But I had my Lucchese's custom made. I had custom, what do you call it? Lasts made for mine. And so, yeah. Because my feet are two different sizes. Now, in lace-up shoes, I can make enough adjustment with the lace-ups that I can get by off the rack, usually 11D for the standard lace-up dress shoes. But for boots, I like to have them made so they really fit right for both feet. The sweet potato's back. There you go. All right, folks. Thank you again for watching. We're going to wrap this puppy up.